There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV.
Rest now. Do not forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. Yo, people, we're listening to Toxicity. I've got the official System of a Down playlist ahead of me. So we listened to their debut LP. We had to listen through to that, and now we're going to move on to the second, which is quite surprising to me because I thought this was later on down the line, past Hypnotize and Mesmerize and all of that. So this is going to be a good one. Let me just tell you, this isn't going to be my first time listening. Let me have a look at the playlist. There's a potential I might have missed a couple of tunes off of this back in the day. I know some songs better than others, that's for sure. But the System of a Down fans, tell me, is this their most popular record? Or what? Like, I honestly don't know, but this was an album I had via iTunes back in the day. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie to you, I enjoyed it. Nowadays, we're going to have to see what my experience is with the record. But I'm going to be somewhat familiar with some of this material, so it's not a first time listen, but we're going to have a nice discussion, and then we're going to move on to the other System of a Down records. Obviously we're going to have to bypass some material I've heard when we do full discography listens. So this first one's Prison Song. Peace and love, people. They got a bit inhale vocals, right?
Following direction when to clamp down with your iron fist. Drugs became conveniently available for all the kids. Following direction when to clamp down with your iron fist. Drugs became conveniently available for all the kids. Nearly 2 million Americans are incarcerated in the prison system of the U.S. They're trying to build a prison. 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 For you and me to live in. Another prison system. Another prison system. Another prison system. For you and me. Minor drug offenders, all your prisons you don't even flinch. All our taxes paying for your wars against the new non-rich. Minor drug offenders.
Let me just say, back in the day when I had heard this record, I didn't understand nor care for any sort of political context or conceptual ideas the band put forward. I just enjoyed the sing-along sections, I enjoyed the hooks, the melodies and so forth, and the eccentric ideas of the band. So I'm looking at this record through a different perspective and lens as I once did.
And to fill your prisons, you don't even flinch. All our taxes paying for your wars against the new non-rich. The percentage of Americans in the prison system has doubled since 1985. They're trying to build a prison. 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 For you and me to live in.
What tuning we in? C standard? Drop C? What we in?
The prison system. Another prison system. Another prison system. For you and me. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison for you and me. Oh, baby, you and me. While research and successful drug policy shows that treatment should be increased, and law enforcement decreased while abolishing mandatory minimum sentences. While research and successful drug policy shows that treatment should be increased, and law enforcement decreased while abolishing mandatory minimum sentences. Utilizing drugs to pay for secret wars around the world.
They really let the bass guitar have its time and have its freedom. You know what I mean? That guitar doesn't have to be constant. The dynamic between, minimalist and just full and heavy overt distortion and clean and smooth and melodic. The back and forth, gives a lot of freedom to the instrumentation to have their time to shine, song by song.
Drugs are now your global policy. Now you police the globe.
Crack my smack my bitch right here in Hollywood.
Drug money's used to rig elections and train brutal corporate-sponsored dictators around the world.
They're trying to build a prison.
They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison.
For you and me to live in.
Another prison system. Another prison system. Another prison system. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison for you and me. Oh, baby.
It's quite a strong opener. Quite a bold and dominant and crushingly heavy opener. That main riff, da-da-da-da-da-da, is a great riff. Very pleasing. We've got Needles coming up next, track number 2. Hold on tight, hold on tight. There's Rocksteady
Flash.
at King of the Pit TV. Flash sucks, people. This one's Needles, track number 2. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. We're listening to Toxicity start to finish. Come on.
Cannot disguise all the stomach pains and the walking of the kings when you come out and you whisper up to me in your life of tragedy. But I gotta go till you eat the last of me. Oh, when will I be free in you, a parasite? Just find another host, just another fool to roast. 'Cause you, my tapeworm tells me what to do. You,
My tapeworm tells me what to do.
my tapeworm tells me where to go. Pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey, pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey, pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey, pull the tapeworm out of your.
As I referenced in the last song in regards to being more observant of the conceptual ideas within the songwriting at this point, a little later in my life, it also comes with some ambiguity because you know what the lines are right about now. Quite crass, but I don't know as to whether there's, you know, an ulterior meaning to what's being said, or if it's just, you know, quite bluntly rude for rude's sake, you know.
Hey! I cannot deny all the evil traits and the filling of the crates when you come out and you slither up to me in your pimpin' majesty. But I gotta go till you eat the last of me. Oh, when will I be free in you, a parasite? Just find another host, just another stool to post. 'Cause you, my tapeworm tells me what to do. You, my tapeworm tells me where to go. Pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey, pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey, pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey, pull the tapeworm out of me.
This is an horrible sounding melody. This would go well on a death metal record, a bridge like this. It's morbid, innit?
I'm
Sitting in my room with a needle in my hand, waiting at the tomb of some old dying man. You know when you can still pull the melody out like the tapeworm. Years on, I was listening to this record in high school, man, and that's good songwriting. That is incredible songwriting when you can still, you know what I mean? I didn't know that bit was coming up, but once it kicked in, it gave me a dopamine rush, man.
my room with a needle in my hand, just waiting for the tune.
Great dynamic with the electric guitar.
Man, sitting in my
from the tomb. Some old dying.
13 million views on this.
My table tells me what to do. Yeah! My table tells me where to go. Pull the tape, we're money or us. Hey! 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 Hey!
Brilliant. That was a great tune. In particular, it's that I'm sitting in the room. I'm sitting with a needle in my hand thing. That is a absolutely fantastic melody and great clarity within the vocal line of that. I think that's great writing, great melodic purpose, and I'm very happy with that. That was a good tune. That both that and Prison Song have been great songs to start the record with. A great showcase of their capabilities already. We've got Dear Dance coming up next, track number 3. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Toxicity, start to finish. If you're just joining me now, I have heard the record before, years back, more than a decade ago. This one's Dear Dance. I'm enjoying the experience so far. Track number 3, let's go. I don't remember this one too much.
Circumventing circuses, lamenting in protest of visible police. Present sponsor fear, battalions of riot police with rubber bullet kisses, baton courtesy, service with a smile. Beyond the Staples Center, you can see America with its dire poor avenging disgrace. Peaceful loving youth against the brutality of plastic existence. Pushing little children with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around. Pushing little children with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around. Rush of words pleading to disperse upon your naked walls alive. A political call, the fog acorn. We can't afford to be neutral on a moving train. Beyond the Staples Center, you can see America with its dire poor avenging disgrace. Peaceful loving youth against the brutality of plastic existence. Pushing little children with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around.
We've got a good moment coming at 1:42. While the whole song is great, this part is so addictive. And somebody else has also referenced it up here, saying when they sing 224 on live, crowd always gives me goosebumps.
Pushing little children
To be fair, that's right at the end.
with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around.
That's a great guitar line.
A tear dance, invitation to peace, war staring you in the face. Dressed in black, with a helmet, fierce, trained and appropriate for the malcontents, for the disproportionate malcontents. A little boy smiled, it'll all be well, and say a little boy smiled, it'll all be well. Pushing little children with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around. Pushing little children with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around. Pushing little children with their fully automatics. They like to push the weak around. Push the weak around. Push the weak around. Push the weak around. They like to push the weak around.
There we go. Like a revolt song, a protest song. I know what we're experiencing is, a lot of protest music, but that in particular, that chant there at the end is, almost a call to arms. a Nuz versus them dynamic purely on that one. We've got Jet Pilot coming up. Dear Dance was good, but it was the weakest of the three, I must say. I must say it was the weakest of the three. I didn't not enjoy it, but, you know, the ceiling is so high right now. But we've got Jet Pilot coming up next, alright? So hold on tight. This one's brief at 2 minutes 6 seconds long, alright? And then we've got an even shorter one, X. Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Toxicity. This is track 4 of 15 entitled Jet Pilot. Let's go.
Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. My horse is a shackled old man. His remorse was that he couldn't survey the skies right before they went gray. My horse and my remorse flying over a gray bay. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. My source is the source of all creation. Her discourse is that we all don't survey.
One little issue I had then. One little issue. I like to write songs, and the way he crammed them syllables in there just didn't please me. Listen.
My source is the source of all creation. Her discourse is
The way he says discourse. It's just crammed in. I would have preferred that. Discourse. But it feels like that this is just, you know, rammed in there.
source of all creation. Her discourse
That would have been better.
is that we all don't survey the sky.
Personal preference is just how I've learnt how to write.
Right before they go gray. My source and my remorse flying over a gray bay. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Where were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot? When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Where were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot? When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot. When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Where were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot? When the smile bloody flew over the bay. Where were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot? When the smile bloody flew over the bay.
Heavy. That main riff, very heavy, down-tuned thrash metal riffing. If you could call it thrash, maybe groove metal. I don't know. You tell me, people. We've got X coming up next. Track number 5. So we're coming up to a third of the way through the record. It's been an enjoyable experience. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'll see you on the flip side, alright? Yes. Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to Toxicity. This is track number 5. It's entitled X. I don't know if I remember this one. Definitely not by the song title. Let's go. I'm a Gamer 3 years ago says, I was dying when my history teacher played this in class. What's going on? Bloom Gaming says that, oh, Battle of the Gamers here. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Nullify! No need to nullify! No need to nullify! We don't need to nullify! We don't need to.
Heavy.
We don't need to.
Oh! That's an ignorant mosh riff. Now, people in the metal community, that'd actually be quite low energy in comparison to the noisy stuff. But in a hardcore circuit, that'd kick off. A few kicks to the heads to that.
We don't need to. We don't need to.
It's them stabs as well. This is hardest riff on the record.
We don't need to. We don't need to. We don't need to. We don't need to. Ask your people! Ask your people what is right! Ask your people! Ask your people what is right! We don't need to multiply! 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 No need to multiply! No need to multiply! No need to multiply! We don't need to multiply!
Yeah, that was the best riff off of the record so far. That was
Everyone?
crushing. And it was groovy as well. I like that. We got Chop Suey coming up next. We know this one, don't we? Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now, people. Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in live and large once again. Alright, having a little bit of a slouch. We're listening to Toxicity from start to finish. That's the album Toxicity by System of a Down, aka Sode. Track number 6 of 15, you might be aware of this one. 1.2 billion views on this. This is Chop Suey. Need I say more? Come on. I've seen this one. I don't know if I've seen the music video, but I've heard the tune. Looks like one of them Linkin Park videos. Let's go back actually. You seen the drum kit? You seen all the cymbals? Got right set up. He's a weirdo, him, isn't he?
Wake up! Grab brush and put a little makeup. I just have to fade away the shake up. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Here you go, create another fable. You wanted to. Grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to. I just got to fade away the shake up. You wanted to. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to. Why I don't think you trust in myself.
So this band was put, their debut came out in 98, right? And then this was 2002, I believe. Is it too late to classify the band as nu metal? Because this is nu metal 101, innit? The bizarre, weirdo aesthetic, not only in the sound we're hearing, but through the image and the actual aesthetic of the act. Very nu metal.
Wake up! Grab brush and put a little makeup. I just got to fade away. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Here you go, create another fable. You wanted to. Grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to. I just got to fade away the shake up. You wanted to. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to. Well, I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I when angels deserve to die in mine.
Yeah, I'll be real with you, yeah? I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this. In my world, this song is a little bit overplayed at this point. You know, when I come into a new or a relatively new tune and whatnot, oddly enough, I've got a lot more to comment on than when I've heard it 20,000 times, because to me, it's self-explanatory. Whereas when it's something new, these new experiences just hit me a lot stronger. Let's have a little dig at some comments, see what the people are saying. It's almost 22 years old, this song. Wow. Someone giving a little bit of a rate to the drumming. You know what? I've not made one comment on the drums throughout the entirety of this. So yeah, I'll put some respect on the drummer. What sweet and harmonic song. Nice for meditation, says Matthias, perhaps. There we go. Wake up.
Self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Father, into your hands, why have you forsaken me? In your eyes forsaken me. In your thoughts forsaken me.
She kind of sexy her at the front. Where is she? With the straight fringe up front. She looks like she should be in a Good Charlotte music video. Yes, now. You know what? I do have a comment. There's a lot more piano in this than I've ever picked up on. I never clocked onto the piano.
Self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die in my self-righteous suicide.
Where was this video recorded? California. Does that look like a Californian crowd to you? That was Chop Suey. Man, you know what? I bet. Well, to be honest, we've seen them play live on this channel before. I don't think they. Honestly, I don't think they sounded very good live in comparison to their studio production. I was gonna say, it's tough going from dynamic to dynamic to dynamic. At least a couple of pedals are going to be used, right? We've got Bounce coming up next. I mean, that was Chop Suey. It's self-explanatory, people. Let's keep on moving. Track number 7 coming up. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in. This one's entitled Bounce. Track 7 of 15. We're listening to System of a Down's second record, Toxicity, from start to finish. I know this one within reason. Bounce, pogo, pogo, pogo. David says a fun classic for the whole family to enjoy. So let's jump in.
I went out on a date with a girl a bit late. She had so many friends. I brought my pogo stick just to show her a trick. She had so many friends.
There's something very pleasing about that line. I brought my pogo stick just to show her a trick. I might have butchered it a little bit, but that's quite pleasing to me. Yeah, it gives me a little bump.
Unannounced was their games, all players with no names. They
So two thoughts crossed my mind, primarily, through that. One of them being, this hit me at the beginning, the reoccurring theme in the record of the heavy guitars relying to some extent on the low tuning. A lot of chugging in the lower denominator when it comes to the heavy sides. When they go for the heavy, they really go for the heavy. And when they go for the clean and angelic, they really go for the clean and angelic. They have such an incredible contrast between the two. They don't tend to stay within the middle realm too often. It's more so one extreme or another extreme. Secondly, this song in particular, they had a little bit of a fool around in regards to vocal effects. A little more so than what we've had. This one a little more jokier than the politicised emphasis we've heard on the tracks that have come before. Track number 8 is Forest, the longest one we've heard so far, potentially the longest on the album. More or less, Aerials just nips it, but Forest is coming up at 4 minutes. Track 8 out of 15, hold on. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. This one's Forest. Second longest track on the record at 4 minutes. This is track 8 of 15. Don't think I'm too familiar with this one, so let's jump straight in. Top comment says, no band will ever sound like System. They just can't be replaced ever. The first band to reach inside me and wake me the hell up. What a deep comment now. I apply that to most... I asked this question a couple of songs back. Are System of a Down a new metal band? Because it came a little later than the new metal circuit had emerged. So can you still be a new metal band years on after? But I say that to say all of them new metal bands that were reaching the mainstream really had a very unique sound. There were no copycats. 17 million views, that. Interesting, a lot of clarity with the vocal line on there. You know, a few little vocal quirks and, you know, stylistic approaches to certain words and so forth, but the message is, well, the lyrical content is direct. As far as the message, still quite ambiguous. We got some credits here, so we got Darren Malakian, guitar, vocal, and composer and producer. This was actually produced by Rick Rubin as well, interesting. And he played piano on the record. Keyboards, vocals, lyricist, co-producer Serge Tankian. Bass, Shavo Adogian. I apologise in regards to mispronouncing any names, by the way. Drums, John Dolmayan. The mixing engineer was Andy Wallace. The engineer was David Schiffman and Greg Collins. And we've had assistant engineers, that's Darren Mora, Al Sanderson, Ryan McCormick, Jim Champagne, and Rich Balmer. So let's keep on moving. Yeah. I mean, that was a vocal-driven song, I would say. You know, we didn't really add any fancy guitar work in. It was all melodically driven and verse-driven, I found. Atwa, coming up next. Track number 9. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. Atwa. As I said at the start of this recording, we've gone through the whole record. I am familiar in regards to this record purely as I possessed, you know, MP3 files of it like more than a decade ago. This is my revisit to it, and some of these songs I'm a little unfamiliar with, but I should have heard them. Atwa is one which I can't tell you how it goes because it doesn't ring a bell to me. It wasn't one of my favourites, obviously, so we're going in here with a relatively fresh mind. Let's go. Let's see what I can pick out.
Passing by, I've got nothing to gain, to lose. All the world I've seen before me passing by. You don't care about how I feel, I don't feel it anymore. You don't care about how I feel, I don't feel it anymore. You don't care about how I feel, I don't feel it anymore. You don't care about how I feel, I don't feel it anymore.
That's a different style of vocal we're hearing right here. So my comments in regards to that was, criticism at first. I didn't like that. That didn't tickle my pickle. Second is a good thing. There's a great relationship between Serge and the backing vocalist. I mean, it's consistent throughout this record, the last record. We've watched him perform live. He's very, present in the vocal performing aspect of things. And it gives a great relevance because they both have a brilliant spectrum of sound they produce vocally. So it's great to hear them bounce off of each other and harmonise at times and, perform in tangent. We've got Science coming up next, which is track number 10. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Toxicity. This one's entitled Science. What more can I say? Track 10, let's go. 5 more tunes to go. I don't know this one too much. I don't remember this. A little bit like Prison Song. Sounds like bloody... I don't know, that sounds like very, very early 2000s pop metalcore stuff, like something Trivium or Bullet for My Valentine or something to do. A lot of people are getting excited at 1 minute 34. I can't get over how amazing this breakdown is. I love the mandolin in this part, it's amazing. That melody is undescribably incredible. I just dance with no control of my body. Wow, what is coming up? It's probably my favourite track in Toxicity beside Aerials. It opens hard and ends hard, and that instrumental part is so haunting. 1 minute 36. Here it is. Did he ignore this song live? That'd be hard to pull off live, quickly switch it up. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. There we go. Science. Good tune, and definitely a fan favourite in regards to that particular section, which was brilliant. Everyone was commenting on the harmonic value of it. I really liked the drumming. The drumming was a head bop. That was Science. Science has failed our Mother Earth. We've got Shimmy coming up, track number 11, alright. 5.3 million views. And let me just mention, we're talking about millions of views. Oh, this one was put out 8 years ago. Atwa was uploaded like 11 months ago for some reason. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV, listening to Sewed. This one's Shimmy, track number 11 of 15. Let's go. punk. I want to shimmy, shimmy, shimmy till the break of dawn. Yeah, I know this one. Go.
Indoctrination of a nation, doctrination of a nation, subjugation of damnation, subjugation of damnation. Don't be late for school again, fool. Don't be late for school again, fool. Don't be late for school again, fool. Don't be late for school again, fool.
Decent tune, decent tune. That shimmy, shimmy, shimmy bit was a toe tapper back in the day. I've got in the related videos Vicinity of Obscenity. That might have been the first tune I heard from System of a Down, and it was very intense for me, very extreme. I saw it on a music video or like a Resident Evil 4 video, and they placed that tune in the background of it, and it was crazy. Like the vocals on that were mad. Apparently this was on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. A couple of people are referencing it. I bet you make a couple of quid getting on the Tony Hawk's soundtrack. That's that sync licensing P, people. That was Shimmy. We're going to move on. We've got a music video. I don't think I've ever seen this music video. This is Toxicity, the title track, track number 12 coming up. Official high-def video. Yes, now, and a bless now. Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. This is Toxicity. We've actually got a music video on this playlist. I've never seen the music video before. I'm going to be blocking up 1/3 of it, people, because we are here for the music first and foremost. So, let's jump straight in. This is the title track, 3 minutes 44. They hit the perfect balance between harmony and pure chaos. Seeing how clean them drum skins are.
Software version 7.0. Looking at life through the eyes of a tire hub. Eating seeds is a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city, of our city. Yo! What are you on the wall? How do you on disorder? No! Somewhere between the sacred side.
The bass guitarist has got a real cool style. Great energy and great movement with the bass guitar whilst he's playing. I like that a lot.
flashlight reveries caught in the headlights of a truck. Eating seeds as a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city, of our city.
Now, what do you own the world? How do you own the starter? Disorder. Now, somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder, disorder, disorder.
That's a cool shot. I like that. That's really cool. I mean, riff-wise, it's heavy. It's very metal through half of it, yeah? Vocally, it seems as if they knew they were kind of going for a music video with this one. Little more sellable of a tune, purely as the wacky vocals have sort of been left out of this one. We've got the belting, you know, hook of the distorted bit, and we've got the wacky ambiguity of the lyrical content, although quite direct vocally of the verse sections. We don't have any sort of extreme vocals or, you know, anything to put people off. Not fans of metal, at least, you know?
Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder, disorder, disorder. When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart. When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart.
Interesting outro there. Very random. Very random, but that's so doing what they do best. Yeah, very odd lyrical at the end there. Just threw a little random tidbit on there. It's almost like a trailer to another song. We've got Psycho coming up next, track number 13. These songs are relatively long, the last four, in comparison to, you know, what we've had prior to this. Long series of songs. Track number 13, Psycho. Hold on. Yes, now bless now. Des Rocksteady signing in at King of the Pit TV. This one's entitled Psycho. Track number 13 of 15. We're coming to the end of Toxicity. Let's jump straight in. A different approach to the introduction. We don't normally get this with Soul, do we? This is one of a kind, this intro. We got another music video coming up after.
Psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho,
Everybody gets really excited about the guitar solo in this song.
groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, coke, makes you high, makes you really wanna go. Stop, psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, coke, makes you high, do you really wanna think and stop? Stop your eyes from flowing. Psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, coke, makes you high, makes you really
I think the drummer's capability and technicality, as far as tightness is concerned, really shines when it's the cleaner sections. When it's loud, you're just so focused about the vocal line and the guitars that the drummer doesn't, he just take them for granted. But when it comes to the lesser dynamic, the drummer can really shine, man.
From the time you were a psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, coke, makes you high, makes you really wanna go. Stop, psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, psycho, groupie, coke, makes you high, do you really wanna think and stop? Stop your eyes from flowing So you want the world to stop, rushing to watch your spirit fully.
Where's this guitar solo at?
The time you were a psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy. So you want to see the show, you really don't have to be a hoe. From the time you were a psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy.
Here we are. Yeah, it wasn't the guitar solo I was expecting, but it was a very tasteful guitar solo. No frills, no need to show off. Just worked with the music, flew well with everything. I like that. Yeah, that was good. As for the song itself, like the da-da, I don't like that. I've never been fond of that. But that outro was very nice. We've got Aerials coming up with another music video. I've not seen this music video before. Track number 14. Hold on. There's Rocksteady, Bada Bing, King of the Pit TV. We're going to finish off this record. That record is Toxicity by System of a Down, the second album from the band. This one's entitled Aerials, and then we're going to finish it off with Arto. So let's jump in. I've not seen this music video, but we're not here for the music videos. We're here for the music. It just happens to be on the Sode playlist. All right, let's go. A little bit of a different atmosphere from the other two music videos on the record.
Life is a waterfall, where one in the river and one again after the fall. Swimming through the void, we hear the word. We lose ourselves, but we find it all. 'Cause we are the ones that wanna play. Always wanna go, but you never wanna stay. And we are the ones that wanna choose. Always wanna play, but you never wanna lose.
Bruh, is this Greta Thunberg's origin story? What's going on here? Quite a emotive chord progression and vocal line that lays atop of it from the get-go, eh? in the sky.
When you lose small mind, you free your life. Life is a waterfall. We drink from the river, then we turn around and put up our walls. Swimming through the void, we hear the word. We lose ourselves, but we find it all. Cause we are the ones that wanna play. Always wanna go, but you never wanna stay. We are the ones that wanna choose.
The heaviness is there, but it exists outside of the death metal Slipknot dun 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 slamming chugging. I think they've chosen or written these songs to be singles, to be music videos prior to it, you know what I mean? I think they were very well aware. And if not, they've chosen these songs purely down to the fact is it's not overtly extreme. You know, Toxicity, we had the same ideas.
Always wanna play, but you never wanna
But I will also say it's quite a debatable one as to whether this should have been the single, because I can see some people loving it and some people hating it. Me personally, I can acknowledge it's a completely different energy to what we've experienced on the record. There's a deepness to the sound of this one. Kind of looks like Eminem. Don't tell me that's not Eminem.
in the sky. When you lose small mind, you free your life. Aerial,
Come on now.
so up high. When you free your eyes, eternal prize.
That was a story depicting the love child of Greta Thunberg and Eminem. That was mad, that, wasn't it? I don't know what this symbolism is here on the carpet. I don't know what's meant to be implied there. That was Aerials. I mean, I've said what I'm about to say. Completely different energy. You know what? I'm not gonna say it's more than what we've heard, but it's definitely comes with a different maturity, a different perspective on the maturity of the band. And I was thinking during that, when was their last record put out? 2005, 2006 or something like that? At this stage, if they put a record out, imagine the mind that could be invested into that, because they're very creative individuals and it's really fantastic. But we're going to finish this record off now with Arto. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're going to finish this album off, Arto. So thank you for staying with me. I'm more than certain I'm going to continue on through the discography, because from Toxicity, I don't really have much knowledge in the albums that come from here on. So it's going to be it's not going to be completely new, but you know, there's going to be a lot of material I've never touched. Let's go. I don't know if I've heard this one, to be honest with you. Unless this is an outro. Supposedly it flows from Aerials very well. Alright, my bad, people. I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was getting myself into. $1.5 million views on this. Have we got credits? Let's have a dig. We've got a vocal by... Okay, so the actual vocalist is called Arto. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, I'm going to butcher it, but there we go. Supposedly this is a traditional Armenian song. And there we go. That was the outro to the record. Me personally, I don't care for anything that isn't westernized to hell. All right, so I'm not too fussed on it. I'm not too fussed on it. It's not, if I can't mosh to it, people. If I can't mosh to it, I'm not bothered. So you know, not necessarily the most exciting reaction, I assume, but it is a genuine one. We've just listened to Toxicity, and I just want to say thank you for hanging about. What we're going to do is we're going to do a final overview of this record, and I'm going to give the record a rating. All right, so this song is meant to be a follow-on, a flow-on from Aerials. Obviously, we're listening to it song by song, so we didn't necessarily connect the dots like that. I never heard this back when I had the album on my, it must have been an iPod. Definitely an iPod Classic. Is it 80 gig? Makes sense, yeah? Classic thing, brilliant. Is what it says on the tin. And I didn't have this one on it unless I just always turned it off. I'm signing out. I'll see you on Flipside. Peace.